Well, I've been working around the Fringe for approximately 20 years now. I've been involved on stage performing, a lot of the time I'm involved backstage doing sort of audio engineering, stuff like that, but I tend to be sort of roaming around, get my hands in there somewhere or other every year. Well, it's a bit of an odd thing, 20 years having this wonderful festival in the middle of my summer around my birthday. Yeah, it felt like there was a bit of a void. And also it's kind of weird because there's lots of people that you see every year that all of a sudden weren't getting to see. So all of a sudden this wonderful aspect of summer had vanished into the ether. So yeah, so a bit disappointing to say the least. Next year, well, hopefully, if it's working out the way it should, I'll be doing hopefully a gin show where I shall be making people drink gin and learning about the finer points of the wonderful botanical spirit. And no doubt I'll be involved doing a whole bunch of other things for other productions, be it sound effects or soundscapes or whatever. Well, hopefully so anyway, fingers crossed. Well, I think Festv is a fantastic idea because it opens up opportunities for people to perform, you know, out with the constructs of being trapped in a venue. So it means that there are people that might not be able to make it along to the shows that then get the opportunity to see acts that they might not ordinarily get to see.
My name is Laurie Black and I am a singer, songwriter, synth player. I do musical comedy and cabaret and I play in bands. The Fringe is essentially in my blood. I've been coming to the Edinburgh Fringe since I was about 10 years old, sneaking into cabaret shows far too young. I performed at Edinburgh Fringe, was the first Fringe I performed at, and from doing that was able to go to Australia, perform at Adelaide Fringe over there. Last year I did Reykjavik Fringe in Iceland, and yes, all sorts of other little fringes all over the world. My plans for Edinburgh 2021 are to not make a show about coronavirus, as I assume lots of people will. I had a show that I had written for this year that I think is just completely irrelevant now. So it was actually quite nice to kind of lay that to rest and decide there's something new that I'm going to create. I'm not sure what it's going to be yet, but something new, something fresh, and not about COVID-19.
My name's Stevie Creed. I'm an artist, performer, writer, do a lot of stuff, and I've done shows at the Fringe. I've done 47 shows at the Edinburgh Fringe Festival, and last year was my second run at the Edinburgh Fringe, and we also did a documentary about my life. The BBC followed me around for 4 weeks. So I've been performing all over the world for quite a while. I've performed in America, and the Fringe I did 24 shows and last year at the Edinburgh Fringe, and I've done 47 continuously. So the Fringe is a great experience for me. It really taught me a lot about performance and life, and just going through that's like a boot camp for performers. I've also performed in different festivals throughout the world and done different things from theatre to music and been in TV as well. So I've kind of had a wide range of creativity around me all the time.
I'm Douglas Kay. I'm a singer-songwriter musician, and I perform solo original music and also as part of folk duo the Sorries. The Fringe has always been part of kind of my year, so even as a 13, 14-year-old I'd go and see shows with my friend, and then as I got a bit older I'd end up busking during the Fringe, and then when I was a student I began performing as part of music shows during the Fringe, and that's kind of built up. I've been involved in various shows, ended up doing the lights on a South African gumboot show one year, but for the past sort of 12 years I've done an annual 3-week run at the Fringe as part of my folk duo, the Sorries. When the announcement came that the Fringe was being cancelled in 2020, it was, I had an idea that it was coming, obviously, as I think we all did, but I was really gutted. As a Fringe goer, since I've been young, I always look forward to August in the Edinburgh Fringe for going to see things, but more particularly now as an artist and as a performer, it kind of forms it's really the focal point of my year in terms of with my bands. We really kind of build our set for the Fringe, and then that's essentially the show that we take around the country the rest of the year. So having it cancelled was really difficult, and also there's a financial impact which comes from that as well. I think Festv will be great because it will give an opportunity to blend the live performances of the Fringe with obviously being able to view from home, which looking ahead is going to be really important because of potentially reduced live audiences, and it also helps to, the Fringe is known as a global event with people coming over from all over the world, and if that's restricted because of various travel restrictions next year, then Festv will be a great way to bring that global audience to Edinburgh virtually.